Hello and welcome to another episode of Business Spotlight. I am Teresa Myrick with Action Coach Tampa Bay, and today we have another wonderful business owner with us. It is Erika Lance. Erika, would you go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
I would love to. So I am the CEO of Horsemen Publications and Accomplishing Innovation Press. We started in January of 2020, which we all know is the perfect time to open a business. But we publish both fiction and nonfiction books. So we have right now about 100 authors, and we've published over 400 titles in that time. So we do everything from children's books all the way up to maybe the super naughty stuff, I would say, but we do horror, fantasy, all of that. And in January of 2022, we opened our nonfiction arm, which is called Accomplishing Innovation Press. And we started to do textbooks and obviously nonfiction memoirs and things like that, and self-help books, which is really exciting and fun. So we did those, and our focus mainly is on own voices. Like the entire reason I'm an author myself, I set up this company is because the publishing world in general is very unfair to authors. So it wants them to change their voices. They have certain market statistics, and there's a bunch of genre boxes. And if you don't fit in the box they want you to fit in, they're not going to publish your book. So I said we have to end that. And so I created a company where the authors are series-based or multi-book authors, so they get a lot of work out. They're guaranteed a contract for up to 10 books, and we focus on getting them an ebook, paperback, hardcover, and audiobook for all of our books. And we do not change the author's stories. We just, polish them up a little bit.
Absolutely. I love that. What sparked your passion for this? Is it because you're an author yourself?
Yes. So I've been an author for about 15 years. And I went through the whole process of, writing books and submitting them. And then I went through a very, very tiny press, which really was a friend of mine who was publishing books. So I said very tiny. And I also worked with a group that's actually in the Tampa Bay area called Wordier Than Thou. And it's a not-for-profit group. And their whole entire thing is just supporting authors. And so when I started meeting all these authors, the stories were the same over and over and over again. Very few authors you meet go, oh my gosh, I love my publishing journey. It was so fantastic. I feel listened to and cared for. I remember meeting somebody who literally told me that they had no say in the cover of their book. They changed the title of the book from what he wanted the title to be and made him change the gender of the main character of the book.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, these stories made me go, you wouldn't go to a painting artist, an artist that painted a painting of like a beautiful sunrise on a beach and go, I love this, but what we need you to do is change this to a moonlight and I need a forest background. Like that wouldn't happen, but it happens in the publishing world all the time. So I started Horsemen with the slogan, we're going to bring the publishing apocalypse. We're going to change how it is done.
I love that because I've also seen a big trend of people self-publishing as well. Can you just talk a little bit more about how working with you can be more of a benefit than self-publishing?
Absolutely. So self-publishing has a lot of, it sort of can be a dangerous trap. For some people, they're fantastic at it, especially people who have a marketing or business background, because you become a company. And I think a lot of authors are hoping they write the book and then, like a little birdie, they release it into the world and it's going to be magic. And it doesn't work like that. Like it's very different from where it was before. And so you have to watch out for what are the costs, what are you spending? There are things called vanity presses that look like they'll do the whole package for you, but charge you thousands of dollars. Yes. So I think for self-publishing, it can be great if you do your research, get your knowledge, and you're prepared to go into it because you're creating a business for yourself. I want writers to be able to write. So yes, they need to do social media and they need to do some things, but we give them the tools, we train them, we help them, because the two ways people find books, believe it or not, are word of mouth and author platform. That's like 65% of books are found that way. So it's not
Right.
through Facebook ads or Amazon ads. It's people talking about it. And if we think about it, how many books have you read because some friend went, oh my gosh, I just finished this great book. You have to
Yeah.
read.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Every book.
exactly. So and what's very cool, and a lot of people don't know this, is Barnes and Noble, for instance, took a stance against the large publishers and won't have contracts to buy books from them the way they used to, where they could enforce what they were giving to Barnes and Noble. So even the
Wow.
independent stores, and I'm only saying this because I love helping the writing community. If you're a self-published author, go into a Barnes and Noble. If they can order your book, they will, because now the stores have the opportunity to do that, like little mom and pop stores and stuff like that, which is huge.
Nice.
Just exciting news recently.
That's absolutely wonderful. I love that. So tell me, since you started in 2020, what was the biggest obstacle for you?
Well, other than our friend COVID, I think the biggest obstacle was, and I think it's true with any company, is when you grow, things break. You know, you get bigger, things break.
Right.
So it's staying on top of all of those things while managing to make sure we have an amazing quality product that goes out there and that our authors feel very supported in what they're doing. Because
Wonderful.
that's the biggest part, is if I help them, their success is my success. I often joke with them that there's not a government grant that goes, oh, you published 100 books, here's $1 million. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, you have to have book sales for the authors in order for it to be successful. So that was the biggest challenge, is sort of just balancing the growth, the breaking of something, the fixing of something, and maintaining the author relationships.
Awesome. Since we're talking about talking to business owners as our audience, what is the benefit, if you don't mind, what is the benefit of business owners having a book written or some kind of publication out there?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is people don't realize that you may know stuff from your experience in your background that other people don't know. And you find this a lot just in life, is people will struggle with things and not necessarily talk about it, or feel very isolated in what they're experiencing. And that's even true for business owners who are starting out, or employees in certain fields of work.
Right.
And if people are willing to share their journey or their knowledge on how something was successful, knowledge is power. So I think business owners should really look at how they made something successful, whether it's with their employees, whether it's for themselves, whether it's their journey, and share how they did that. Because, for instance, we published a book recently called Sustainability is for Everyone. And it's the guide on how you start becoming a sustainable company. And it's not like top level and greenhouse gas and all this other stuff where I think companies can, like, their heads explode. Like, this is too much. Like, how do I do this? This is literally how you start at the very beginning. And it was written by a person who has 25 years of experience in bringing this to companies, and could have written a horribly complex book about everything that you can leverage to make this happen. But it was a beginner's guide. Like, how do you start? And I think a lot of companies have things like that. Like, how do you start internship programs? How do you, like, one of the biggest things I found, and I came from an HR background, so I'm working on a book myself about this, is nobody trains middle management. Like, there aren't books on, hi, you're a middle manager, because usually what happens is they promote whoever is the best at that job to then be a manager, but that doesn't mean they have training.
Exactly.
So how did you do this? How do you have this knowledge, and what can you pass on to people? So I think every business owner could take a look at themselves and what they could give back to the world in talking about how to do something, right? How to do something correctly, how they were successful, because everybody's different and we all have to try 20 different ways to be successful to find what's successful for us.
Absolutely. Like, we could talk for days. Because I have so many questions. So I'm not going to ask all of them, but I have so many questions. I'm so excited about this. So tell me what you see as the future of your company.
With what's happening, we're going to continue to grow. I don't think anybody should dominate this market. My goal is to create a community of presses that are similar and change the overall view of how we handle publishing and how we support authors, regardless of how they want to be published. Because it is a community. We need to, writing is it's a very isolated sport, so to speak. Like there's, usually, nobody else is helping you hit those keys. So you have to create a community and have to have an agreement that we can do this differently. Because as an example, people don't realize how much people read. It's not a competition. Romance readers, for instance, read between 5 to 7 books a week. A week.
Wow.
No author on the planet can keep up with that. So we have to create a community of people, because there's never going to be too many books ever.
Absolutely.
So that's my goal is, I would love to, have it be expansive. I love helping authors. I'd love to continue to grow this, but I also want to help other companies align with other companies and take the larger companies and go, hey, let's do this differently. Let's align together to make a difference here in what we're doing.
Absolutely. That speaks a lot to what we believe, as well as collaboration and community, because there's enough for everyone. There is absolutely enough for everyone. So we believe in abundance, and I love that you said that.
Thank you.
So tell me, what keeps you inspired day to day?
What keeps me inspired is seeing people's dreams fulfilled. You take somebody who has been working on a novel for 5 years, maybe sent it out and got 50 rejection letters and was giving up hope because they didn't fit into the genre boxes or something. Yes. And you publish their book and they get a copy in their hands, and just those moments for them, the moment you go, yes, I want to publish your book. Art is such an interesting thing, in acknowledging the art and the create people have, regardless of what their creation is just amazing. So seeing that, and I get to see it all the time, and I get to interact with authors, and I get to see them telling us thank you and all this stuff. And I'm like, but it's your work. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing. Every author and every person on my team, I consider a partner. We're all partners in this, and we have to work together. So those moments are just amazing for me.
Awesome. I'm getting chills as you're talking, because I've written a couple of books myself. I did the self-publishing route, and it's something different about when you are, because I love books, I love reading and writing. And so when you have a book in your hand that is written by you to go on your shelf, that is just something amazing. There's nothing like that. Even if no book sold, just that as a part of your legacy is just tremendous. So I appreciate what you do.
Yeah, thank you.
You're so welcome. Well, is there anything you wanted to leave us with? Well, tell us how we can get in touch with you. So tell us how we can
so you can literally follow us everywhere. LinkedIn, Instagram, we have a TikTok we're getting up. We have a website, which is forhorsemenpublications.com. We also have accomplishing-innovation-press.com, but you can get to either site from the other one. Feel free to reach out. You can reach out at info@forhorsemenpublications. It's the number 4. And we want to help. We can help people on their journey. Even if being published by us is not the right journey, we want to help you be successful. One of the things I'll just throw in there is we created an author's accountability guide, which helps authors keep track of everything they're doing, keeps them motivated. We have little muses in there that give hints and tips every single week. So we want to help other people succeed in this business, with us or without us. It's totally fine. So that's how you can find us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. This has been a complete joy. I'm just really geeked about this one. So thank you so much.
No, I love it. I love it. I love the passion for this. So thank you for having me.
Of course. So I will tag all her information below the video so that you can get in contact with her. But please, if it's on your mind to write a book, get it done. Start the process and reach out and get it done. All right, you guys have a wonderful day, and thanks again for watching.